is Maggie's fault!
Do you recall when he went to Maggie's platform, when she told everybody to be nice, to be, respectful of him? He's referring to, let me explain what that was all about. When he said he wronged me, et cetera, et cetera. The day that he went to Maggie's platform and pretty much got run off by Ralph, I was going live just after all that happened, and I had people coming into my live stream talking about what they had just witnessed over at Maggie's platform. And they're telling me about it during the live stream. There was a couple of people up on the panel that were literally saying a lot of things about, he shouldn't have went there, made a fool of himself, et cetera, et cetera. And he came in the chat. Apparently, he could hear what they were saying. Okay. So he comes up on the platform, and when I let him up, I, said, "Hello, Tony." I'm kind of confused what was going on, but nevertheless, I wanted to hear what he had to say. And he says, "Can y'all hear me?" And I said, "Yes, we can hear you." He says, "Shut the fuck up," or something along those lines. "Shut that shit up. I know what the fuck I'm doing," and just started tripping. So I snapped on him, and he left. That's when that apology came out.
First of all, let me say.
Hello, sir. Oh, yeah. One thing that Danny said about the whole situation is that I allowed him and my platform because I was scared of the petition. She's so dumb. She is dumb. So maybe she does believe I would be scared of a petition that will do absolutely nothing to me. Like even herself, she was like, "Oh, the petition is not going to do anything." She really think I wouldn't know that it wouldn't do anything. I know paperwork as much as she knows paperwork, you stupid bitch. So yeah, I didn't believe that petition was going to do anything to me.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. First of all, let me say, I did not put that up. It was sent to me, and I did mention it, but I did not put that up. I'm a grown 66-year-old man, and I would say that. I'm not into taking the livelihood from other people.
That's funny because Auntie Mickey said that he put a strike on her channel. Like, I don't like Uncle Minnie, obviously, but for him to say that and then go and try to strike her when he stole money from her, it's kind of weird. It's kind of fucked up.
We began doing the Quiet Storm situation, and he proposed later on down the line to do this radio collaboration, and he said that it would require anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 investment. And I said, "Well, I don't have $3,000 to invest or $5,000 to invest." And he was very convincing. I'll put it like that, very convincing in the proposal of us collaborating on a new radio station. I would be his co-host, so to speak. Okay, so I sent him $1,000.
Oh.
Okay, now, a lot
And
of
I just
people
looked it up right now. I just looked it up because you can look up trademarks. Okay, I'm serious. And I typed it in, and there is no Quiet Storm trademark ever. There's no Quiet Storm trademark.
That TM on his name doesn't mean anything then?
Nothing at all.
Okay. Well, again, charge that to my ignorance. I'm sorry. But
so you guys he started like, you thought he was the radio personality.
Right.
Because, he has like some sort of radio thing with iHeart, allegedly. And he told you if you give him, X amount of dollars, you could be his co-host.
Right. He called it an investment into the creation of this station. Okay. So,
and this was privy to any allegations coming out before you even knew his name was Tony Boros.
No. I knew his name. I knew his name. This happened. Let me see. What is the date of that $1,000 receipt I gave you?
May, like before May 5th.
Yeah. So
May 5th.
It was at that particular time that we discussed it. It was around that time. Now, I want to say...
the names of people that you meet? Do you usually do background checks?
No, I didn't. I mean, I'm new at this YouTube thing. I was new then, and I'm still new.
I mean, I feel like this could have happened to any one of us because I don't do background checks. Like, you can meet somebody outside, you could bump into somebody at the store who could have this sort of background. They could be a serial killer. You don't know. But, chances are you're not doing a background check on everyone that you come in contact, or almost anyone. I don't do a background check on anybody unless there's smoke. Like, I know that there's smoke. Then I'm like, okay, I need to know who this bitch is. But outside of that,
Well, like I said, I thought that he was a legitimate radio personality. That's what I thought. And clearly I was wrong. So, again, like I said, we were working together with the Angie Stone situation. And I asked him, well, what is this thing about your daughter? Because you need to clarify this with me.
I believe in economism. So I didn't do that. I sent you the information about me.
He stole from her. Exactly. And we showed compassion to her here. But, she prefers to go. She prefers to go where she's called Uncle Minnie. And she's called an idiot. Like, this is where she prefers to go. Like, whatever. Like I said, that doesn't change the fact that he is disgusting. Like, sincerely, he is so sinister. Like, really say that to me, but then clearly being either like aware of anything, like he should have cut it in the grass that Uncle Minnie is crazy. Yo, Uncle Minnie, like I started laughing. Then he changed the title of her life to include Uncle Minnie pops up. I'm like, dear Lord, okay. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. A weirdo is coming up. So yeah, at the end of the day, it is disgusting what he did to Uncle Minnie, man. It is disgusting.
Because it was the truth. I sent that to you.
Exactly.
Okay. But what you don't know is the other side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come up here to talk about that.
So when he says that, I'm like, okay, that's what I want. I want him because I was like, what? I was curious as to why he was in my chat sincerely. That's why I let him on. But then when he said that about like talking about, because I thought he wanted to talk about the petition, which is what he said he wanted to talk about. And I was like, why are you putting up a petition about me? That's weird. But yeah, I was curious. That's why I let him up. But then when he started talking about the essay, I was like, you know what? I want to understand, Loki, I want to understand exactly what he says to people. I wanted to know exactly what was the defense that he was using on his subscribers, like Uncle Minnie. So Uncle Minnie was still believing him, even though she had seen the paperwork from Danny and was putting 2 and 2 together. She still got him on her platform. So I wanted to know what was his argument that was so good that people were willing to ignore blatant evidence.
Let's rewind a little bit because, here in the home of the situation, we believe any story told should be told from the beginning.
Exactly.
Okay. From the beginning. How did you come to meet Tony? How did y'all become intertwined? Because I was watching Come Get This Commentaries video, and she feels as though you were supporting Tony, and you were part of the problem.
And I can understand. Danny felt the same way. I've never met Come Get This Commentary, and even Madgie had a lot to say about that. How Tony ended up in my life. He actually came to one of my live streams one day. Stone Paxton was doing a series of why Angie said my name. If anyone in the chat recalls that. He did I think an 8-part series on why Angie Stone said my name. And I did reaction videos off of those. And one day, out of the blue, he comes wandering into my chat. Okay, so he asked to come up on the panel. He said something about Stone Paxton in the chat, and I was kind of confused. I'm like, okay. He says, can I just come up? So I brought him up, and he said that Stone sent him to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm not quite understanding, because Stone Paxton didn't know me. I didn't know Stone Paxton. All I did was do some reaction videos off of his videos. So he then started bringing up information that he had been working on the Angie Stone case, because prior to him coming to me, he was on Gigi's channel. You know who Gigi is, right? Okay, I can't remember her name. Her name is Gigi, but she has a YouTube channel, and she was doing Angie Stone as well. I'm not sure. Somebody in the chat might remember her channel name, but her name is Gigi. And he used to be on her platform all the time. So he ends up on my platform. And at that time, I told him, I said, well, you should have your own channel. You know, you seem to be very knowledgeable about what you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. And he said, no, I think I'm going to stay right here. And I said, okay. Now, this is prior to everything coming out in the open about his daughter.
It's how the presentation is done that becomes a problem. Quiet Storm is not my name. That's my business.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say Quiet Storm, you're attacking my radio network. You're not attacking me. You're attacking my radio network. And here in the United States, if certain things happen, you can't have.
That's not true. He is presenting himself on YouTube as Quiet Storm. So yes, because I feel like people take kindness for weakness a lot. And I'm like, weak is not how you're going to remember me by. Be careful with your bullshit.
Have certain licenses. You can't own businesses and stuff like that in that position. So things and the conviction is not what it seems at all. It's not. Because if it was, I would not be able to be on the internet. I would not be able to be on YouTube or anything like that.
So here we're hearing about the argument that he gives to people that may hear that he's an sex offender. I wouldn't be able to be doing this. I wouldn't be able to be doing that. I wouldn't be able to be doing this. That was the freaking point of that stupid thing. It was for him to admit exactly how he's convincing people and bamboozle with an ing at the end. I don't know how to say bamboozling.
You just can't. In America, that's not allowed. It's not permitted. But the situation wasn't what you're explaining. Now, you did adequately explain the charges. Those were the charges, not the outcome, because those things were not proven to be true.
Really subtle tell, because like I said, yo, bamboozling. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Hello, Rose. So yeah, you can feel by my face. I'm like, he's saying that he's not convicted. I move my face like that because I'm like, that's a lie, but I want the information. Yes, it is easy. Yes, and it's easy to let him get under your skin. And that's the thing with those people like the Pig Squad and Danny Robertson, the Queen of Pig. They don't understand that. Yeah, they just don't understand that it's easy to react with anger. It's harder to control your emotion. It's easy to make stupid things. It's easy to be hateful to people. It's easy to be a Danny Robertson. It's easy to go, oh yeah, you did something to me, so I go back on all that we did and all that we said. Like, it's easy to do that. It's easy to be a bad person. It's easy to have no morality, which is why I'm like, it's easy to be a pig. Well, I don't know if you know Danny Robertson.
I'm not talking.
And then she said that I was trying to, put it on her. No. I'm saying because she's the one with the receipt. I'm in fact acknowledging that she is the one with the real receipt on the case. That's what I'm doing. I'm not saying, well, I read your essay, I read the conviction. I'm like, no, but Danny Robertson, and I was going to say the conclusion and the report that she was talking about. But then I saw that he became aggressive and I fell back because the point was to let him talk. Hello, no drama, Yama.
About any other content creator. I'm talking about you and I here.
Okay, because she said something else. That's why I was confused.
I know she said something else, but that's a lawsuit that's pending and I can't talk about that.
So now he's saying that he has a lawsuit against her because of that. And I'm like, okay. But clearly I cannot broach the subject with him even nicely because he is gonna brag because that's the type of dude he is. He's a coward. You cannot be tough with a coward. It's easy to make a coward leave or just not give you any information. It is harder to get a coward to explain to you and trust you enough to give you all the information. Because Danny is a toddler and an idiot, she doesn't understand how it is to gather information. That's why I would suggest to her to go watch Mindhunter. Okay, Mindhunter, how the FBI discovered like all the thing about a serial killer. Like they had to talk to fucking serial killer and be like chummy with them because you want them to talk. You want them to explain. And I needed to understand what was the bullshit he was saying to the people so that they believed him. But that's not something that someone like Danny could do. And she's too stupid to understand this.
He had a way of trying to explain everything, but then not explaining it. And I'm like, okay, that's not quite making sense. But it wasn't until I saw Danny's receipts, when I saw all of Danny's receipts in their entirety, that's when I knew, okay, something is not quite right. Because mind you, he not only fooled me, he fooled all the subscribers that we had, you know, in my chat. There was tons of people there, and we were all pretty much so involved with the Angie Stone situation. You see what I'm saying? That I really didn't pay it as much mind as I should have. And again, I met Tony's daughter, and she's a wonderful person. We have had very in-depth conversation about this situation that happened to her, and I believe her 150%.
And Danny is not a man. Danny is a woman. Danny lives in Michigan.
Yeah,
I know exactly who Danny is. There's 4.
Yeah, Mindhunter. I'm like, Mindhunter, she needs to watch that or something, understand how you gather information. Yeah, she gets the paper. Good for her. She gets paper. But what about the human confession? I would get people to confess shit. I'm like, people don't understand who I'm like, Like, I want to know. I'm like, I want to know, and you will tell me shit. It's like when Ralph admitted on my platform that he was talking to Storm Monroe. That was the first time Donut heard it. Because I'm just like non-assuming. I'm like, yeah. You can tell me stuff. I look non-defense. I look like the nice girl. But that's fucking stupid. That people don't understand this.
For the suits that is pending on her as we speak at this moment, she doesn't care about that. So that's not the issue. Now, I did hire 2 attorneys in Canada, and I came to Canada.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I'm saying, oh, shit, and laughing because I'm not scared. Because I'm like, but yeah, no. I found it funny that he said that because that's why I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, shit. Because, okay, like, that's so much bullshit. I'm not going to be like, where did you go in Canada? What are the name? What do you know? I didn't ask anything because fuck that. Like, fuck that. Like, I know it's stupid. I know it's bullshit. Why do you think I'm laughing? Because I think it's funny. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, boo-boo.
There's another receipt here that you sent me where he's alleging that he's in Canada and he is pulling up to Maggot's house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It says, where you at, big bro? He says, I'm in Canada. You state, are you okay? He says, yes, filed on Madgie the Black Owl. You says, good. He says, we went to her house and she was scared. I'm sure she was. You state, he says, I sent 2 females. I didn't get out. I let her know I was around. You say, good. He say, they wanted to beat her up. And I said, no, just to see her. No, I guess he just wanted to scare her. My.
Yeah, just to see her scared. But there's more. There should be more to that receipt.
Okay,
he took it a little further.
Yeah. Right here, hold on 1 second. Okay, it goes on to say, they wanted to beat her up. And I said, no, I just want to see her scared was good enough for me. But she won't stop. I'm sure I'm going to need to do something. You state, you really think after all that she's going to keep running her mouth? He says, yeah. You state, she's stupid as hell. Please don't put yourself in a predicament. Eventually, she will cross the line and wind up in jail, I hope. My. So you believe that he never went to to Canada?
Well, at this point, no. At that particular time, I didn't know. You know, he was telling me he was in Canada. He said that he actually said that he was able to fly on his attorney's private jet in exchange for doing some bounty hunting work. And that's how he was able to go to Canada. Now, again, I'm finding out after the fact that all this was a lie. All of it. The trip to Atlanta was a lie. The trip to Canada was a lie. It was all a lie.
How'd you find out it was a lie? How you know he didn't go to Canada and meet Madgie?
Well, he's a convicted ex-offender. I mean, is he able to leave?
And if he is able to leave, he can't go. He most likely can't go to Canada unless Madgie, who is a resident there, says that he's coming to see her. You can go visit people if you know someone in Canada who has to pretty much vouch for you, from my understanding.
Well, the way that during that particular time, their relationship was volatile, and he was actually kind of obsessed about getting even with all the things that she was saying and things like that. So I never considered that there was any type of relationship that she would invite him there. He made it sound like I'm up here to scare her. But like I said, after all that went down, come to find out all that shit was lies. He was just lying. But he made it appear as though he was up there to get even with Madgie. And instead of getting even, he wanted her to be scared, but he still kept it open. But I think she's still going to keep going. I'm sure she's going to do something else. He left that open. And I'm like,
for me, it's even what's more alarming is that this is the man who is even considering flying to another state. I mean, to another country to attack a woman is crazy. Like, is this what you're thinking? Is this what's on your mind? It makes me think that what is he capable of?
I was the weekend before.
Why?
Because of what you were doing.
To know why. Why would you feel the need to go to Canada supposedly to threaten me? What's the point? Like, I was trying to understand the point, because let's be clear. Oh, she actually believed he would come to Canada. Yes, I look absolutely terrified. Clearly.
I'm not, please hear me out, because I came to talk to you peacefully, and this all can be settled. That's all I care about. I don't care about the other fruit pie. So this is why I'm here. Okay. So now listen, I'm going to ask your chat to respect me. They don't have to agree with me.
That is one of the big things that Danny is reproaching of me. The fact that I discipline my chat. And I'm like, people, we are in Mindhunter right now. Okay. When we have crazy people like that on the channel, we are trying to get information. And no, you will not get information by attacking someone. Well, maybe you would, but not that type of coward. I don't know why he went to Canada. Now, like, Danny has someone in Canada. Everyone has people in Canada up to fucking come and do something to me, like fucking weirdos. So yeah, like, I get a lot of criticism from her for telling my chat to stop and be respectful. Yes. If I can control my fucking disgust of having a dude that essay his own daughter out of wanting to know what the fuck is going on and what he says to people, my chat is gonna need to trust me enough that we are living and going through that shit for a reason, and that I will explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. But I am the chef d'orchestre. Okay, like you have to follow my lead in that, because it's my channel. But you have to trust me that I'm doing this and putting everyone through it for a reason. Like, there is a reason why I'm doing that. Sometimes the reason can just be I like someone, but I clearly didn't like him. I was doing that for a reason. I'm like, I'm gonna explain it all at the end, but you need to trust me. And by being mean to me, like being mean to him, like a coward like that, he cannot ignore the chat. And I'm like, I don't want you to go and argue with my chat. I want to understand, what in the name of hell are you saying to those people to make them believe that you're not a demon? Okay, so yeah, they will respect you.
I came up to talk to you, so please respect that side of it.
Okay. Yeah, guys, please be respectful. You know what is the rule here, please. Please continue.
All right. So I don't have to spend anything. I'm not here to spend anything. And I don't care about spending anything. Period. The only thing is this. What is the facts? Is it's on the registry. The registry is.
Yes, Danny, that's awesome. But like I said, this is a coward. I want information. I love your principal, but the principal is not going to give me any result. He would have simply left or argued with the chat. So what's the point? Okay, I don't want him to leave, and I didn't want him to leave because, like I said, I needed to understand what the fuck he was saying to people. And one, two, I don't want him to be arguing with the chat. I'm gonna be bored out of my mind. I don't give a shit. Okay, you insult him. He's a bad person. Yeah, hey. I'm like, I know he's a bad person. Youpie do, but I'm looking for information. We know he's a bad person.
Listed for there. Okay. But in the state of Hawaii, what's wrong?
I am so sorry. It's just because it's the birthday of my sister and of my cousin. I forgot. But yes. So yeah, for people who were there, it was the birthday of Victoria. Hello, Vampire Goddess Madgie. I love you so much. Oh, I love you too. But yeah, it was the birthday of Victoria. So I was like, oh shit. Continue.
You cannot do what is being done on the internet. That is the law in Hawaii. You can't. You cannot use that information to tear down someone's business and them. I had 4 people come to my home because of your post. They were from your panels. They're members.
Why did I even subject myself? Because I wanted to know what kind of influence he had on the Angie Stone platform. I wanted to know what was the lie he was saying to make people believe that him being on the SX offender list is nothing. I found it so I wanted to understand. So that was my thing about that. But yeah, it was the birthday of Victoria, and I didn't say a happy birthday because I didn't realize it was the date. And I was just like, so my face, I have a really bad poker face. So yeah.
They're members of your things. That's why the police were called, because they came to my house as vigilantes.
I'm sorry about that. So yeah, I just want to move on. So people are like, oh, you didn't argue, but it's clearly bullshit. 4 people. I just did wow. Now, if I argue and push back and I'm like, no, that's not possible. He's just gonna argue with me. Is it gonna end? It's not gonna end. Okay, like, okay, fine. It's fucking, of course it's rubbish. Who would believe that? And then people were, and I saw that even in my chat, people, oh, Madgie, you're falling for it. I'm like, I'm falling for what? For 4 vigilantes with owl mask being like, for the owl. Like, is that what I'm supposed to believe now? Like, it's so stupid. I just wanted to move on.
And that's why we came to Canada, because that was serious. 4 different individuals. Because
do you see my lack of reaction? I'm hearing someone came to his house to attack him, and I'm just like, because I'm not gonna argue with you because this is fucking stupid. But I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, this is terrible. Oh my God. I'm just like, okay, boo. What you need to tell yourself.
you have to understand that the person's address is listed on that paperwork. So you're doxing inadvertently when that happens. So I had 4 people on video.
Like, he's really trying to convince me because yeah, people seem to believe I believe, but like, look at my face. Is that someone that is like, I will be worried. I'm just like, okay, there were 4 people, all good. I'm not pushing because what's the fucking point?
Show it to you. Come to my home. 2 with a gun. As late as last.
And did they say that it was they were coming because of me?
Yes.
So now I'm hearing that people came with fucking pew pew and were saying for Madgie, and I was just like, is that what happened? Like, look at my face. I'm like, people actually, like, this is too much. Like, normal. I'm trying to not push on him because I want to move on, but I'm just like, whoa. People came with guns. Okay, all good. Whatever. I'm all good.
Last night that happened last night. And then I came back on late to, no, I will not take Cleo's jabs. I'm here to talk to you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I will not let her up. So now Cleo is asking to come up. Like people be asking me to come up, and like I said, I wasn't done. I wanted information. So no, you're not gonna come up to be insulting him and pushing him so that he can run away like a bitch. Okay, like who let this monster out of prison? Money. Money might really let him out of prison. Money and good lawyers.
No, she's writing, okay, show the video. I don't have to come up here and lie. No need to.
Danny, please. Look at Danny on the sheet. Show the proof. Shut the fuck up, Danny. He doesn't have proof. Why would he have proof? He's lying. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay, I look like I'm asking him for proof? I know there is none. I just wanted to move on. The man is like, show the proof. Shut the fuck up. I'm like, you're a mod. Shut the fuck up. Why do you have to come to Canada? Because 4 vigilante came to his house, 2 with pew pew and the name of the owl. They had owl mask and owl wind, and it just said for the owl. And then he knew it was for me, I guess. Everyone, please, if you want to show the video, you can, but you don't have to. Please continue. But you don't have to because you don't have it. People be there. Oh, she was getting full. No, there is no motherfucking point and pushing that because it's a lie. He's a liar. That's why I'm showing. I'm like, he's a liar. Okay? Why do I need to push up on a liar? Like, it's not enough what he's saying. I need to say you're lying for people to understand he's lying. Like, the fuck? For the owl with owl wings and just for the owl. Like, what the fuck? Like, I need to say, hey, you're lying. I need to say it. How is that going to help me get the information I want? Fucking stupid.
Police report already filed. It will be known. So I don't have to. I showed the last police report. Every time it happens, the police come and I can present a report for each and every single occurrence. Okay. And so my thing.
Yo.
As to what happened.
Now, after you've seen Danny's video, and you now knew who this Turner Burroughs guy is,
I cut him loose.
You cut him loose. So you sent him this message right here. Hey, Tony, due to all that has been happening lately, I have labored over how I will proceed with you as a partner. I've discussed this situation with my husband and have now come to the conclusion that I must sever my ties with you in order to protect myself and my YouTube brand. With that said, I would appreciate it if you would not only return the balance of $300 due that you borrowed on May 10th, but I need you to return the $1,000 I sent you on May 4th toward the radio station investment as soon as possible. Please send it by a Cash App to Jess, along with
next page,
the necessary fee, and she can Zelle it to me. I've been pretty aggravated about this money situation, and I'm sure if the shoe were on the other foot, you will feel the same. I'm truly sorry if you had to come to. I'm truly sorry you had to come to this, and sincerely hope you understand my position in all of this. It's simply too hot to handle. I hope all goes well with you, and appreciate your part in helping me grow my channel. God bless.
Right.
And then so on June 7th, he writes you back, Mickey, I'm sorry for wronging you. It was not intentional, but it did happen. And this is because, again, he have not paid you back. He still owes you $1,300 plus. So what's going on with that? And why did you send this message?
Well, to explain the rest of the money, see, that was just $1,000 investment in the radio station, but there was more. Mm-hmm. As I told you, that he called me on my phone while me and my husband were on our way to have something to eat on Mother's Day, or the day before Mother's Day.
Was it May 10th? May 10th Mother's Day?
Yes. And
he said, call me right here, and then he called you, or did he call you?
He called me, and I didn't pick up right away. Then he sent a message asking me, can you call me? So I called him back. And he tells me, and my phone is on speaker, so my husband is driving. I'm sitting right next to him. And by this time, we had been working together for a while with the Andy Stone situation. And he says that He is stranded in Atlanta. He left his wallet on the plane and has no money. And he went on to say, there's some guys that are traveling with me that I'm responsible to house in a hotel or whatever. As soon as I come back, I'll have the money for you. I believe it was the next day or maybe the day after that. But he promised to have my money in a couple of days at least. And that never happened. That never happened. And as a matter of fact, he borrowed $600, but he was supposed to give me $700 because Paperwork Party had given $100 to give for him to give to me as well. He went to Quiet Storm's platform and he dropped a couple of super chats, one for Tony, one for me, and I never got that one either. So I told him, when you pay me my $600, you can pay me the $100 that Paperwork sent you as well. So that's, of course, why he owes $1,300, because he basically finally paid $400 after I told him my husband was pissed. And my husband was well aware of what was going on. So that explains the money situation.
Is this what is truth? I talk about it myself. So it's the facts. Yet when you say he essayed her from the front and from the back, that's not true, Madgie.
So Danny was lying.
That was the accusation.
So yeah, I'm saying so Danny is lying, because, and that's me pushing back even just nicely. I just want him to, destroy himself. I just want him to say that everyone is lying. Why didn't he go after Danny? Because I look more cuddly. Like I said, it's easy. It's like free season on my ass. Free season.
Danny she read the charges. The conviction said nothing of that because it didn't happen.
So yeah, you see me, I'm just like, okay, because I know he's lying. Not in the sense that, because like the conviction doesn't say all of that. He's right in that. The conviction is what we have read, which suggests that there is a DNA test that was done that he needs to pay. Like, we know that. But in the police report, it clearly stated exactly what he did. And the only reason why he's not in prison for life is because he had a good lawyer.
The other thing is, my daughter was 34 years old, not a child.
Yes, about that, I will say that I am sorry, because I did read a definition. So yeah, me, I'm like, listen, I'm just going to make sure that your defamation bullshit, like, you cannot go and continue to talk blah, blah, blah about me. Okay, so yes, I did push on my little thing to protect my ass, because I'm just like, I'm not defaming you. Stop that bullshit. But I already knew, even without that, I can defend myself, because I was really just reading a definition. So that's why I was like, I was only reading a definition.
Yeah, I know that. I understand that. And you also read the definition on the bottom where it says it couldn't be on the internet, and I had to pay the thing. In the state of Hawaii, everybody, no matter if you get a speeding ticket, pay a fine to those organizations, because that's how they raise money for them to operate. They're nonprofits operated by the state of Hawaii. So that's why they give you a court fine, and then the court fine you have to pay to those things. Okay. Now, again, I'm asking you.
Exactly. He had to pay for a DNA kit where they found the semen in it. So that's why I'm just like, dude, please go continue to,
panel to stop, because they're mentioning semen and stuff.
Chat, please be polite. Please. Like, he's so easily distracted. So yes, I'm like, I don't want you to be arguing with my chat. That's not the point of you being here. I'm not watching you for 10 minutes arguing with my chat. Like, this is not happening. This is boring as hell. But yeah, because there's a lot of detail that have been said on other YouTube channels. Yeah, and that's why people are.
Yeah, and I understand that. So that's what the report says, but that's not what was proven in court. That's my biological
proven in court. Remember, guys, he pled no contest. Like I said, people think I'm stupid. I know he pled no contest. There is no court. He didn't go to court because he didn't want people to be able to either, like, he will have gotten guilty.
Biological child. We have the exact same DNA.
That's not true. I actually, I did my ancestry.com and everything. 50% comes from your mom, 50% comes from your dad, and then it creates your own DNA. You don't have the exact same genetic background as your parent. That doesn't even make sense.
Your initial DNA is going to present that. The only difference between them, if you don't have it further checked, is the X and the Y chromosome.
Come on, we all know that we get DNA from both parents. So that was so stupid. And then saying only difference is the X and Y chromosome. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, that is the type of person that just throw word and like to try to make it stick. Like I said, when you are doing like an exam in university or something or anything, and you're just trying to get to the number of word that is correct, but you only have like, your answer should be 15 words, but because you have to present 300 words, you're stretching it and putting just so much bullshit. That's how I feel. I'm like, the X and Y
What do you want to see happen here? You want your money back, right?
Well, that would be nice, but I got to the point now. I got to the point after that, after all that drama, I just pretty much wrote it off. I figured, what, this dude, but also I must also add that there was a conversation between he and I and my husband that I think I told you about, where he was supposed to pay me some more money. This was on a Monday. I think, did I send you that receipt?
No, I don't have it.
June 23rd, I asked him, did you call? He says, yes. Can we talk? I said, not right now. I'm busy. He says, okay. I said, we can talk when my husband comes home. He says, yes, that's fine. So I said, okay. Now he called later that evening while my husband was home. And my husband was sitting next to me on the couch. I had the phone on speaker. He asked, is my husband sitting nearby? I said, yes, he's right here. And then he went on to start apologizing again about the money. And I listened to him and listened to him. And then he started to go into a direction of, but you started, he was trying to kind of flip it back on me somehow. Like I must have said something publicly and my husband cut him off. He says, first of all, stop it. If a man doesn't have his word, a man don't have nothing. At that point, my husband took over that conversation and he had a whole lot to say to Tony. A whole lot to say. He says, now, what you did is pretty foul. You said, and my husband was right there when he borrowed the money. We were in the car. So this is I just was flippantly passing money out like a fairy godmother or something. My husband was privy to this information and agreed to it as well because he extended a need. He said, I'm stuck here in Atlanta and I have no money, etc., etc. And come to find out, he never left and went to Atlanta. Ever.
My.
He was never.
I know this is raggedy ass on these motherfucking YouTube streets. We gonna make sure you get your motherfucking money. That's one thing that we gonna do when, he ain't gonna be able to go live without the Crown family harassing his ass over that $1,000 plus win. But have you considered suing him or pursuing him in civil court?
No, I haven't, because at this point it's just too frustrating. It's too much. I got too much else going on over here, health issues and stuff like that. So I pretty much kind of wrote it off. I really did. I wrote it off. I would love to get my money back, but I really don't see that happening, especially from him. He's a brokey. Let's be real. This man he was behind $18,000 in back rent, come to find out.
$18,000 in back rent?
$18,000 in back rent.
And how did you find that
Actually, the woman took him to court. He was sued in court. So there were court documents that showed that information. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Danny brought that forward as well. There was a lot going on. And Danny was coming with receipts after receipts after receipts. When they say she the queen of receipts, she is the queen of receipts.
The only thing to determine difference. The only thing. And if you do an extensive study in DNA, you will find that you must do extensive DNA outside of that in order to prove the factuality of the DNA source. And that wasn't true. The other thing is my daughter has never had surgery in her life, not even a C-section, and she has 2 children. That's a lie. My daughter is not Jamaican. There's no Jamaican in me. There's no Jamaican in her mother.
I have no idea why he started talking about the Jamaican thing. I don't know if someone talked about the fact that she's Jamaican, and I don't know whether it has any type of bearing on the situation. Who gives a shit that she's Jamaican anyhow?
Neither of us were ever in Jamaica, period, in our lives. I put up a video to show what she did that day, the second day she was in Hawaii, by stating that my home and my business was hers. You should have seen you should have seen the other report.
Thank you, Polly. Like I said, I'm just like, yo, mind hunter, okay? Mind hunter. Yeah, because he asked his daughter while she had endometriosis. Hello, Isa.
Where she TRO'd me, put a restraining order against me from going to my own home and my own business, that it was dismissed with prejudice.
Okay.
With prejudice.
Who gives a shit about the TRO? Who gives a shit? Thank you, Sunset Endometriosis. So yeah, shut up. I'm like, I'm trying. I don't know. I was just like, what's that word again? So yeah, he is being disgusting as always. I'm not surprised. He needs Jesus. Why did your daughter accuse you of that?
Well, that part I can't speak for her because I don't know that. I don't know that. All I can tell you is I did not see her for 34 years. When she popped up.
I'm not showing empathy, guys. I am. Yo, people were like, you're showing empathy. Why are you doing this? Because I want to know what he has to say. Literally saying, I don't know why my daughter did that. Well, for a daughter to accuse her father of that, there must be a really big reason. She must be really mad at you for making that up, your father. So that's what I was doing. A soft interrogation. Like, I'm listening. If there is a conversation, I have to listen to his side. That's why he's here. Stop it, please. Please continue.
So give me 1 second here.
And hello, Trees. Hello, Ralph. Ask him what he did. Okay.
I'm not.
So there is Ralph in the chat trying to overtake, being like, ask him this, ask him that, because Ralph wanted to come on the panel. I didn't need to be saved. My God.
I'm not taking any questions from your chat.
Okay, no question. Perfect.
I'm asking them to respect, and Ralph has no room to talk. Don't go there.
And when he said that, I was like, oh God. So yeah, Ralph was in the chat and I was just like, okay. Because I'm trying to get information, and people may not see the information I'm getting, but for me, I'm getting how he's lying. I'm understanding how he's manipulating people. I'm understanding the little twist and turn that he takes so that people can understand exactly how they have been fooled. But a toddler like Danny would not understand that, obviously.
Okay, now this is prior to everything coming out in the open about his daughter. Okay, later on, down the line, maybe about, I want to say maybe 2 to 3 weeks later, after we'd gotten, really into this Angie Stone situation, and we were working very well together. He was coming to my platform, and finally he started going to his own. But when his daughter dropped that information in Stone Paxton's live stream, it seemed like all hell kind of broke loose. And I didn't quite understand what was going on. So I did question him. I said, what is this all about? And he just, kind of explained it off and said, Hawaii laws, this, that, and the third. And it didn't quite make sense to me. But
wait. I'm kind of confused. So he slid into your chat.
He slid in my chat.
Because you're a content creator. Whenever you guys get a chance, make sure that you guys are checking out Auntie's Mickey Show right here on the YouTube. But how did you guys become friends? How did he go from sliding into your chat, dropping a comment into your chat, to you sending him $1,000? Because I'm not just sending nobody no $1,000.
I understand.
I don't, guys. Latavia in the building. Yes, it is 11:11. Make a wish. I wish I get $1,000 on this show tonight.
And I totally understand where you're coming from. Absolutely. Maybe I'm just condensing it all. I'm going to break it down into even more defined
how did you guys start getting close enough for him to feel comfortable to ask you for $1,000?
Okay, he proposed a business deal, so to speak, a collaboration for a radio station that he said that he was doing in Hawaii. He was starting up a new station in Hawaii. Okay. Now, I've always attributed his name, Quiet Storm, to the Quiet Storm radio personality that I have grown up to know.
That's him, right?
That's what I thought. I mean, I'm not, at this point, I don't know because he's a liar. So, when
I was doing like my research, the Quiet Storm radio stations are still up, and then the music that he has on his website he don't have like playlists. He has like AI generated stuff. So I don't know if he was like, maybe it's like a play on the names or something.
Well, and the name, he has it trademarked. Quiet Storm trademark. So I'm thinking that this is legitimate. It's a trademark name. You see what I'm saying? So, but again, that's I thought that the guy was legit, and we worked together on the Angie Stone situation. We would discuss a lot of the information that he was receiving in terms of receipts, etc. All this time, I never knew about someone else giving him those receipts. He led me to believe that he was doing all this work. So, let me get my thoughts together. We began doing the Quiet Storm situation, and he proposed later on down the line to do this radio collaboration, and he said that it would require anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 investment. And I said, well, I don't have $3,000 to invest or $5,000 to invest. And he was very convincing. I'll put it like that, very convincing in the proposal of us collaborating on a new radio station. I would be his co-host, so to speak. Okay, so I sent him $1,000.
Oh.
Okay. Now, a lot of people
probably figure. Right now, I just looked it up because you can look up trademarks. Okay, I'm serious. And I typed it in, and there is no Quiet Storm trademark ever. There's no Quiet Storm trademark.
That TM on his name doesn't mean anything then?
Nothing at all.
Okay. Well, again, charge that to my ignorance. I'm sorry, but
so you guys he started like you thought he was the radio personality,
right?
Because he has like some sort of radio thing with iHeart allegedly, and he told you if you give him X amount of dollars, you could be his co-host.
Right. He called it an investment into the creation of this station. Okay. So,
and this was privy to any allegations coming out before you even knew his name was Tony Boros.
No. I knew his name.
I'm gonna answer those questions for you. I got interrupted. I forgot where I was.
About your daughter and your interaction with her.
Yeah. So because of my military duty, I had never raised her. I have other daughters.
Exactly. I'm like, it's about control. I don't know if people who has watched Dune. Hello, Tanika. Who has watched Dune? Like, you know, the Bene Gesserit, when they do the ganja bar test and they're like, are you an animal or are you an human? Because if you react by instinct like an animal, like, you're an animal. You have to be able to keep your calm and keep your head strong and not be, you know, acting on impulse like a toddler. The thing that the people from the pig squad are not able to do. Yeah. Like Dune. Like you have to stay calm. Look at the person. Like you have to be calm to be able to get to get the information. You cannot be like an animal.
Daughters. My youngest is in college right now. I have an awesome family. Never laid a hand on any woman in my life. Never disrespected my mom. Never disrespected my stepmother. None of that. No, anyone that knows me that may hear my voice can attest to that. Because that's the type of person I am. However, if you come to my home and you do things in my home that I don't do, bringing in rugs and all this here stuff in my home, we got a problem. Drinking, I don't drink. I've never drank. I've never smoked. None of that in my life. You're not bringing that into my home. So yes, I snapped. Of course I snapped because I don't tolerate that.
He snapped and essayed his own daughter. I'm like I said, look at my stoic face. I'm getting information. I'm trying to understand how the fuck he's gonna end on the plot twist on how he was accused of fucking incest. But does it look like I have a sympathetic face? I'm trying to be neutral. I could go and be like, yo, you're disgusting. You snap and you went after your daughter and you answer your daughter. And I could do that. What's the point? We all know this already. Mm-hmm.
You brought that to my business. You brought that to my home. You brought that to the property that I have. And I have other business people looking at me in Hawaii. That is a major embarrassment. You're sitting out there. There's things that just was done that women don't normally do, but other women do to gain money. That was going on in the 2 days.
Like now you see my face do the, what the fuck are you talking about? And now that's when he start the slut shaming, the everything shaming, acting like he's really disgusting.
So you don't know the whole story.
Okay. So your daughter came
if you look
and did thing, yeah.
If you look at the report, you see her name. Look her up. In the state of Hawaii. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Just look it up.
Okay, so she was doing things that you didn't approve of. And then what do you mean when you say that you lost control? What were the actions?
I didn't say I lost.
You see? Anything can make him go and like, I didn't lose control. Okay, you snap. Okay, like I could get mad there and be like, yo, like you said snap, I say lost control. I could start arguing with him like a toddler, but I'm not because I don't care.
Lost control. That was not my words. Please do not put words in my mouth. That is not what I said.
I'm sorry.
I said I snapped.
Yeah.
As any parent would. If you disrespect your mother and your father, if both of them are living, if not, please, I'm not insulting. So that's not. But if you disrespect them, I am sure they're not going to take that easily. And you must be a loyal child because the rewards show that. Your parents gave you a home, so they love you. They take care of you. They provide for you.
Yes, I'm a loyal child, but none of my parents fucking essayed me. You know, I think that's the minimum.
They give you the opportunity to make income as best as you can within your own will and your knowledge to the best of your ability. They allow you to grow on your own, giving you the substance to start you off in life. That is what a parent should leave for their children and or give them in advance.
So I'm waiting for him to fucking land. Yo, Paulie, is the minimum not to fucking essay your child, I think? Like, what the fuck? Should I go to my parents and say, yo, thank you so much for not fucking essaying me?
My other children live that life, but not her. I'm not here to defend me. because I don't care about that registry.
I'm not here to defend me. My eyes, I saw my eyes do because I want to say, really, bitch? But what's the point in saying that? What's the point in confronting him? Like now he's talking, he's talking, he's talking, he's exposing his ass. He's talking and stalking and he's talking.
In fact, little do the public know I'm coming off of it in a few in days to come because things are not what it looked like.
Yeah, my eyes twitched. Okay, I didn't have a perfect control of my facial impression. I was just like, because dear Lord, what the fuck is he saying? Now he's saying that he's getting off of the registry, and I was like, let's go verify that. I know it's a fucking lie.
Like I have no restrictions. I have a 501c. I have every business license and I can't bounty hunt if I was in that position.
When you say that you snap, what happened?
I told you.
What is he capable of?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially after hearing what he did to his own daughter.
Exactly. But, again, I can understand why people were probably looking at me sideways. I can't apologize enough, but I apologized to his daughter because I really didn't know everything that was going on. I'm a little slow. I'll admit sometimes I'm a little slow at things, but, I gave him the benefit of the doubt to a certain degree because he said he didn't do it. But then in the same token, the receipts were saying otherwise later on down the line. I didn't see all these receipts until later on down the line. And that's where I could kick myself about that. But, here we are. And I honestly believe right now, I believe that she is in cahoots with him.
Oh my God, I couldn't be able to bounty hunt in that position.
She had substances in my home that I did not approve of.
Mm-hmm.
In my home. Doing it in my home.
Mm-hmm.
Men running in and out of my home in less than 24 hours.
Okay. And when you snapped, did you scream at her?
No, the report shows you exactly what I did.
The report is saying a lot of things, so that's why I prefer to hear from you because I'm confused.
I grabbed her and physically removed her from my property.
So we know that's not what the report says at all. That's not what exactly he has said his daughter because he's a crazy person. Okay.
That's what abusive family household is. If it's a family member in Hawaii, it is either domestic violence or abusive family household member. Domestic violence would say either it could be your family member or a significant other. The family household member is clearly a family blood member. That's why it says abusive family household member. It says incest because it was my daughter. And it's sex assault third degree, not second degree where there's penetration or
first degree would be penetration, but yeah.
No. Second degree and first degree is penetration. So
why do you think they put up the two other charges?
What two other charges?
Well, the one from because incest is not grabbing your daughter, it's sexual. So why put those two?
No, not in the state of Hawaii, ma'am. No, it is not. No.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, as you can see with my face, I'm like, oh, now and okay, cool. I'm trying to push a little. The man, I'm just trying to like, okay, whoa. And he's already having the whole bullshit. Like he's so full of shit.
And I honestly believe right now, I believe that she is in cahoots with him.
And no, guys, he's still on the registry. You see it in French. I am so sorry. My computer is French. But yeah, he's still on the registry. And the state of Hawaii is all totally legal. Thank you so much. Like he's acting as if the state of Hawaii is some type of real far away place. Yeah, because your computer can translate in French automatically. So yeah, that's it. It's in French now. So yeah, he's on the registry for life. for life in a couple of days. Crazy dude, man.
That is the general statute, but that's not the statute defined in court. No. If you are a family member and you get and there is a third degree SA charge, then the I will follow to attach in this state. That's this state. I don't know about any other state. This state, it will follow. Okay. And because I admitted in my own words, I could not dispute that because I told the detectives what I did. I'll tell it again. I told them, just like I'm telling you. I'm telling you verbatim. Iota, what tit for tat? What happened?
So here, guys, this is the page to find out his SCX offender status. This is the page if you want to go. Here it is. And he's still there and full viewed for everyone to see.
And that's why I said, if it was to happen again, I would do it again. Because if you disrespect my home, you're not going to disrespect my home. No black parent in America will not say that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That is the facts. So it's not if I need to be violent to a woman, I'll do it again. No, that is not what I said. If you disrespect my home, that is what will happen. That is what could happen.
If you disrespect my home, I can essay you. What the fuck, man? That man is clearly not okay. He's not okay.
You're a grown person with your own children. Do that in your own. You didn't hear that no access to our own children. Don't take care of them. Nothing. You didn't hear any of that. There's more to the story. There's more to the story.
Why would the police charge you with and convict you of SA at the third degree for hurting her?
I just told you why. Because I told them exactly what
I told you why. You didn't tell me why, motherfucker. Except for telling me a bullshit about incest being physical violence. I'm like, I didn't know this.
I told you what happened.
Grabbing her.
I said I removed her from my home. You said grab. That's not what I said. I said I removed her from my home.
How did you remove her? That
part, I just told you I removed her from my home. I'm not here to rehash the case. I'm telling you.
How did you remove her from your home, sir?
You what happened.
Okay.
So be respectful of that, please. I'm not here to be, and so I pled no contest because I did put my hands on her.
Okay.
I don't have a reason to lie. I did that, so I put my hands on her. Since I told the detectives that I put my hands on her, there's no getting out of that in court. And I wasn't going to go through a trial to try to prove something as a lie when I did it.
Yeah, we know that you did it. Essay your kid, which is why you have incest as a charge. So I was like, okay, that's what he does. Like he is going into so many. He used a mix of deflection, of giving detail that make it seem like he's legit. Yeah, is he stupid or is he dumb? But I see now how he manipulates people.
And I honestly believe right now, I believe that she is in cahoots with him.
Pain in the house, king pain in the house. I bet a bitch could never. My get a net will fray it.
Let me just clarify one thing about the Mia person.
Yes.
I can't say for sure that she, in fact, created these fictitious documents. But I can say that he has been known to do such a thing throughout his criminal career. Okay.
But you did say that she's the one that sent them to you.
She's the one, yes.
Publicized, and these documents are not in Pacer. So, I mean, the only way, how did she get these documents?
It had to get from her. Had to get them from him. Had to be from him. She's the connection. She's the connection. And the reason I say that is because she's the one that sent that cut and paste document to me. In addition to Danny's lawsuit. She sent both of them to me back in June before anybody saw such a thing. Okay. And she was trying to point out to me the similarities in both documents. And I picked it up right away. But when I asked her where she got that document from, Madgie's document, when I asked her where she got that document, she immediately got defensive. And matter of fact, she says, I've been doing this for 20 years. Nobody's ever questioned me, et cetera, et cetera. And she pretty much cut me loose. Okay. But the connection is what I'm trying to get to in terms of showing that she is the one that pretty much spilled the beans in a sense in her involvement. If she had the document to send to me, where did she get it from? It was Maggie's document, correct? How did she get the document? And if Mr. Quiet Storm is in cahoots with Madgie, who did she get it from? Had to be him. She was his researcher. She was the one doing all of his research during the Angie Stone sector. And she was complaining to me that she was going in her pocket every time he needed documentation for his live streams to bring forth to everybody about the Angie Stone situation. She was the one that was doing the research, pulling up the documents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And that is the connection as far as Madgie is concerned, because she then sends me not only Danny's lawsuit. Like, what am I going to do with Danny's lawsuit? I don't have no beef with Danny. That's none of my business. But then she sent me Maggie's document, that cut and paste crap. Okay. When she sent that to me, I was like, well, where did you get this from? She immediately got defensive. That was a trigger warning to me. That let me know, okay, what are you hiding? And then to fast forward later on, I come to find out through other ways. Of course, I'm not going to talk about that, but she was recording our phone conversations.
Okay,
So,
well, before we get into that, let's rewind a little bit, because here in the moment situation, we believe any story being told should be told from the beginning.
Exactly.
Okay. From the beginning. How did you come to meet Tony? How did y'all become intertwined? Because I was watching come get this commentary video, and she feels as though you were supporting Tony, and you were part of the problem.
And I can understand. Danny felt the same way. I've never met come get this commentary, and even Madgie had a lot to say about that. And I honestly believe right now, I believe that she is in cahoots with him.
It is Maggie's fault!
Do you recall when he went to Maggie's platform, when she told everybody to be nice, to be, respectful of him? He's referring to, let me explain what that was all about. When he said he wronged me, et cetera, et cetera. The day that he went to Maggie's platform and pretty much got run off by Ralph, I was going live just after all that happened, and I had people coming into my live stream talking about what they had just witnessed over at Maggie's platform. And they're telling me about it during the live stream. There was a couple of people up on the panel that were literally saying a lot of things about, he shouldn't have went there, made a fool of himself, et cetera, et cetera. And he came in the chat. Apparently, he could hear what they were saying. Okay. So he comes up on the platform, and when I let him up, I, said, hello, Tony. I'm kind of confused what was going on, but nevertheless, I wanted to hear what he had to say. And he says, can y'all hear me? And I said, yes, we can hear you. He says, shut the fuck up, or something along those lines. Shut that shit up. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And just started tripping. So I snapped on him, and he left. That's when that apology came out. As you can see, he says, how I talked to you on your platform or something like that. That was after that happening.
Crazy.
But a lot of stuff went down, but again, I can understand honestly, I can understand why people were probably saying, why is she, affiliated with him? I didn't quite know what to think. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't, I heard little bits and pieces, and, he explained things off that, saying that the laws of Hawaii are different, etc. But the one thing that I couldn't shake was the word incest. The word incest, we all know what that means. And he explained that off as well. In the state of Hawaii, they give you that term if you violate in any way a family member. And he never copped to touching her inappropriately other than grazing her breast. Okay. He said basically that he snatched her up because she was being disrespectful in his home, trying to bring rugs into her house, which inevitably turned out to be a lie. But that's what he justified. He admitted to putting his hands on her, but not in a sexual way. And said that, he snatched her up because she was waiting on a delivery of some rugs to the house. And he said, you can't bring this shit into my house, et cetera, et cetera. And that's why he put his hands on her. It turned out to be a damn lie. And I didn't know. I didn't even know until tonight that he had done this back in 2017. This is the first I'm hearing about that.
Yeah, well, apparently he just strangled her in 2017. Well,
right.
That was the first incident. And then the second
and I never knew about that either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I found that out on today, too. So we both came into the know on today. There's another receipt here that you sent me where he's alleging that he's in Canada and he is pulling up to Maggot's house.
Mm-hmm.
It says, where you at, big bro? He says, I'm in Canada. You state, are you okay? He says, yes, filed on Madgie the Black Owl. You says, good. He says, we went to her house and she was scared. I'm sure she was. You state, he says, I sent 2 females. I didn't get out. I let her know I was around. You say, good. He say, they wanted to beat her up. And I said, no, just to see her. No, I guess he just wanted to scare her. My.
Yeah, just to see her scared. But there's more. There should be more to that receipt.
Okay,
he took it a little further.
Yeah. Right here, hold on 1 second. Okay, it goes on to say, they wanted to beat her up, and I said, no, I just want to see her scared was good enough for me, but she won't stop. I'm sure I'm going to need to do something. You state, you really think after all that she's going to keep running her mouth? He says, yeah. You state, she's stupid as hell. Please don't put yourself in a predicament. Eventually, she will cross the line and wind up in jail, I hope. My. So you believe that he never went to Canada?
Well, at this point, no. At that particular time, I didn't know. He was telling me he was in Canada. He said that he actually said that he was able to fly on his attorney's private jet in exchange for doing some bounty hunting work. And that's how he was able to go to Canada. Now, again, I'm finding out after the fact that all this was a lie. All of it. The trip to Atlanta was a lie. The trip to Canada was a lie. It was all a lie.
How did you find out it was a lie? How you know he didn't go to Canada and meet Madgie?
Well, he's a convicted ex-offender. I mean, is he able to leave?
And if he is able to leave, he can't go. He most likely can't go to Canada unless Madgie, who is a resident there, says that he's coming to see her. You can go visit people if you know someone in Canada who has to pretty much vouch for you, from my understanding.
But here we are, and I honestly believe right now, I believe that she is in cahoots with him. I believe that. How else would I get that document? That Madgie document. That woman sent me that Madgie document. And she's the connection. She was the researcher. She was the one that was doing everything for him behind the scenes in terms of paperwork. Now, She
And with
sent
the
that to me.
document being fake, with the document being doctored, the question is, how did she even get the document?
Exactly.
And it's
Now,
not public.
did he give it to her or did she give it to him? I don't know. All I know is between the two of them, me and him were not we were not speaking at that time. She was perpetrating that she was against him. All the while she was working with him. How would she have that document if she wasn't having some kind of communication with him? You see what I'm saying? And then to turn around and send it to me. And when I questioned where she got it from, she got very defensive and cut me loose.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't talked to her since you asked her about the document?
No, as a matter of fact, I think she sent me a couple of text messages that I didn't even respond to. One of which, let me read it to you. Let's see, the last text that she sent me. Hold on just a second. Let me find it.
Like this video, like this video, like this video. Remember to support this video. Crown Family, we can't do it without your support. If you want more exclusive content just like this here, make sure that you guys are supporting this video. The number of the evening is 11. Do we have any trophies in the chat? Trophies? Yes, indeed. You know exactly what to do. Remember to hop out of the bushes, show up, show out, win. Okay, it's not stuck here in the home of the situation. Let's go.
Okay, I found it. She sent me some pictures.
Ooh.
She sent me 2 pictures of a beautiful young lady who looks very much like the individual in Madgie's thumbnails. Okay.
Oh, the Soul Cyclist.
Is that who that is? Okay.
Yes, that's the Soul Cyclist.
Then she sent me a text message. It says the documents on her live. This is dated June 28th. The documents on her live. I guess the title of the live stream was Stone Paxton and Danny Robertson form alliance versus Madgie the Black Owl. Start at 3 minutes 17 seconds or 3:17:53. Then it says, Auntie, I am done with the Danny and Madgie saga. I'm out. That was June 28th. Then she turns around. I hadn't said anything back to her. Wednesday, July 9th, she says, well, I can say that 100% I know who Danny Robertson is. I know her true identity, and I know where she lives. Take care, the end. That was it.
So that's what Mel sent you last?
That's what Mia sent me last.
Mia sent you last. So
MIA, missing in action, I guess is what she.
Mia and Quiet Storm and Maggie have all been in cahoots behind the scenes trying to unmask Danny, pretty much.
That's pretty much what it sounds like. On June 28th, she says, Auntie, I am done with the Danny and Madgie saga. I'm out.
I wonder what had happened when on June 28th.
I don't know.
Right around the time where you were asking for your money from Tony.
June 28th. And then July 9th, she sends her final text to me out of the blue. Well, I can say that 100% I know who Danny Robertson is. Blah, 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 blah. I never even responded. I was pretty much through with her at that point because I felt like her defensiveness told me volumes. When I questioned her, where did you get this Madgie document from? When I asked her that, she got very, very defensive. She says, I've been doing this for 20 years. Nobody has ever asked me or questioned me on how I do my work, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, I don't understand why you're asking me. And she pretty much just cut me loose. And that told me quite a bit.
I know that's right. So what do you want to see happen here? You want your money back, right?
Well, that would be nice, but I got to the point now. I got to the point after that, you know, after all that drama, you know, I just pretty much wrote it off. I figure, you know what, this dude, but also I must also add that there was a conversation between he and I and my husband that I think I told you about, where he was supposed to pay me some more money. This was on a Monday. I think, did I send you that receipt?
I'm trying to see. I think so. Maybe not. No, I don't have it.
Okay. Let me see if I have it here. There's just so much, digging. On June the 23rd, June 23rd, I asked him, did you call? He says, yes. Can we talk? I said, not right now. I'm busy. He says, okay. I said, we can talk when my husband comes home. He says, yes, that's fine. So I said, okay. Now he called later that evening while my husband was home. And my husband was sitting next to me on the couch. I had the phone on speaker. He asked, is my husband sitting nearby? I said, yes, he's right here. And then he went on to start apologizing again about the money. And I listened to him and listened to him. And then he started to go into a direction of, but you started, he was trying to kind of flip it back on me somehow. Like I must have said something publicly and my husband cut him off. He says, first of all, stop it. If a man doesn't have his word, a man don't have nothing. At that point, my husband took over that conversation, and he had a whole lot to say to Tony. A whole lot to say. He says, now, what you did is pretty foul. You said, and my husband was right there when he borrowed the money. We were in the car. So this is no, I just was flippantly passing money out like a fairy godmother or something. My husband was privy to this information and agreed to it as well because he extended a need. He said, I'm stuck here in Atlanta and I have no money, etc., etc. And come to find out, he never left and went to Atlanta. Ever.
My.
He was never.
I know this is raggedy ass on these motherfucking YouTube streets. We gonna make sure you get your motherfucking money. That's one thing that we gonna do when, okay, he ain't gonna be able to go live without the Crown family harassing his ass over that $1,000 plus win. But have you considered suing him or pursuing him in civil court?
No, I haven't, because at this point it's just too frustrating. It's too much. I got too much else going on over here, health issues and stuff like that. So I pretty much kind of wrote it off. I really did. I wrote it off. I would love to get my money back, but I really don't see that happening, especially from him. He's a brokey. Let's be real. This man he was behind $18,000 in back rent. Come to find out,
$18,000 in back rent.
$18,000 in back rent.
And how did you find that
out? Actually, the woman took him to court. He was sued in court, so there were court documents that showed that information. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Danny brought that forward as well. There was a lot going on. And Danny was coming with receipts after receipts after receipts. When they say she the queen of receipts, she is the queen of receipts. I wouldn't know where to begin to find information like that.
Okay. I know that's right.
So, at this point, after all of that, I was exhausted. I was glad to be rid of it. I put it behind me and I just, let go, let God.
I know that's right. How do you feel about Kimmy coming for you because you part of the Crown family?
I'm not quite sure why she tripping with me because I don't know the woman. Now, if she's seen me in your chat, then she's seen me in your chat. I'm going to talk shit like everybody else. You going to come after everybody in the chat?
Yeah, what is she over here in the chat for? Like,
Why are you worried about me being over here or being in Danny's chat? I enjoy these two places. I'll be where the fuck I want to be.
Period.
If I want to be here with the Crown family, I'm going to be with the Crown family. If the Crown family wants me, you got me. If the Avengers don't mind me being over there, hey, if you want me, you got me. I'm a loyal individual. I'm loyal to those that I care about. I care about Danny. I care about you. I care about Lady Letitia. You know, I care about a lot of people, but I'm going to go where the fuck I want to go. And if somebody got a problem with where I go for my entertainment and my dragging, then that's your problem. That's your problem, not mine. I don't know that woman. I don't know that woman.
Yeah, well, we got it from here, Auntie Mickey. You ain't got to worry about that critter, okay? Currently, she's walking around, but no sooner as the sun starts poking up, that bitch is going to be stripped back to the stone when, okay, I'm here with a stone face ass. Oh, well, thank you so much, Auntie Mickey. I appreciate you for coming up, and sharing your story with us, and, you know, we got to think about what we can do to try to recover your monies from the quiet predator.
Well, you know what? I'm like this. You know what goes around, what goes around comes around. And sometimes what they say, he may not come when you want him, but he's always on time.
Right.
I'm a firm believer of that. I'm a very firm believer of that. So, you know, God has blessed me, and, you know, he's going to continue to bless me. So I'm not worried about what that man's doing over there, who he's scamming over there. None of that. I'll get it one way or another. It may not be from him. It may be from some other blessing, but it'll come.
I know that's right. Well, at this time, I'd like to thank you so much, Auntie Mickey. We do have a lot of other topics to get to.
Yes, sir.
Have a wonderful night. Thank you so
much. Thank you for having me. I'll be in the chat.
Yes. That is so crazy. I cannot believe, okay, on period, this goofball owes Auntie Mickey over $1,000. I'm like, what why would you, what? Can I get $1,000? Can I get $1,000?